Hey everyone and welcome. Today we're going to seriously level up your costing game. And believe it or not, we're going to start with pizza and end up with a strategy that can make or break a company's profits. Let's dive in.
So, let me ask you this. Have you ever been out for pizza with friends, the bill shows up, and you just get that feeling that the split isn't quite fair? Yeah, we've all been there. And that exact feeling is the key to understanding everything we're talking about today.
You know the situation, right? You have one slice, maybe two. Your friend over there, they absolutely inhale 5 slices. But when the bill comes, you just split it down the middle. So you end up paying for slices you never even touched. You're basically subsidizing their appetite. Well, that simple, kinda unfair logic, that's exactly how a ton of businesses mess up their accounting, and it leads to some really bad decisions.
In the accounting world, this is what we call playing on easy mode. It's the single plant-wide overhead rate. It means you take all your factory's indirect costs, the rent, electricity, all that stuff, and just throw it into one giant cost bucket. Then you just kind of sprinkle that cost evenly over everything you make. It's simple, for sure, but as we just saw with the pizza, it's almost always wrong.
Okay, so it's time to level up. Our first big move to get more accurate is to start using departmental rates. This is where things start getting a lot clearer. So here's the game changer. Instead of that one giant, messy cost bucket for the whole factory, we create smaller, more specific buckets for each department. And why does this matter so much? Well, think about it. Not every department does the same thing. One might be full of heavy machinery running 24/7, while another is all about skilled people working by hand. It just makes sense to treat them differently, right?
And here's a perfect example to make this super clear. Let's look at a company called Dixon. They've got a milling department that's all machines all the time. Its costs are driven by machine hours. But then they have an assembly department that's totally different. It's all hands-on work, so its costs are driven by direct labor hours. Lumping those two together with one single rate, that would be a disaster.
So how does this play out with a real job, let's say job 407? It's pretty straightforward. First, you add up the total overhead for each department separately. Then you calculate a unique rate for each one. For milling, it comes out to $8.50 per machine hour. For assembly, it's $10 per direct labor hour. So when job 407 goes through, we just apply the right cost for the time it's spent in each place. And boom, we get a way more accurate total cost.
And why do we care so much about being this precise? It's all about the selling price. If you know your true cost, you can confidently apply your markup, in this case 75%, and get a price that actually guarantees you're making money. This is where accounting stops being about just numbers and starts being about smart business strategy.
But what if you need to be even more precise? What if you need to know exactly what's driving your costs? Well, welcome to expert mode. We're talking about activity-based costing, or ABC.
Now, ABC is a whole other level. Instead of looking at big departments, it zooms in on the specific activities that actually use up resources. I'm talking about things like setting up a machine for a new product run, or processing an order, or doing a quality check. ABC then traces the costs of those activities directly to the products that cause them. It gives you this incredibly detailed, granular view of your costs.
And just look at the difference it makes. Here's Maxstar Industries. On the left, that's their old system, one big overhead bucket. Classic, easy mode. But on the right, that's their new ABC system. It's not one bucket anymore. It's all these specific activity cost pools. I mean, the level of detail is just wow.
And this right here is the aha moment. This is why you do it. Under their old system, Maxstar thought their premium product cost about $71 to make, but ABC showed them the real cost was almost $79. And their standard product, they thought it was more expensive than it actually was. The numbers completely flipped.
So what was really going on here? It was the pizza problem all over again. Their simple, high-volume standard product was getting unfairly loaded up with overhead costs it wasn't even causing. And that was hiding the true, much higher cost of their complex, low-volume premium product. One product was subsidizing the other, and they had no idea. Now, I know what you might be thinking. This is all cool for factories and stuff, but what about other businesses? Well, let me tell you, these ideas are absolutely critical way beyond the factory floor. Let's talk about the service sector. Check this out. These are journal entries for an interior design company. They don't have inventory like a factory, but they absolutely have jobs, or client projects. And they have to do the same thing, trace direct costs and allocate their indirect costs to each client. The accounts might look a little different, but trust me, the logic is 100% the same.
And who uses this stuff? Literally everyone. Look at this list. Your future job is probably on here. Big Four firms like PwC cost out their audit engagements this way. Hospitals cost out surgeries. Investment banks, law firms, consultants, they all need to know the true cost of a job to stay in business.
Okay, we've covered a ton of ground. So to make sure this all sticks in your brain, not just for next week's exam, but for the long haul, like 3 years from now when you're crushing the LECPA long haul, here's your official cheat sheet.
All right, let's nail this down. Number 1, a single rate is simple, but it's flawed. Just remember the pizza. 2, departmental rates are a huge step up, especially when your departments are very different. 3, ABC is your expert mode. It gives you ultimate accuracy by linking costs to the activities that cause them. 4, and this is the big one, why does it matter? Because bad numbers lead to terrible decisions. And finally, number 5. Don't forget, this isn't just for factories. This is for the service firms where so many of you are going to build amazing careers.
So I'll leave you with a final thought. Imagine you're the manager at Maxstar. You've just seen these new, true costs for your products. What's the very first decision you make? Think about it. That's the real power of accurate costing. It's not just about crunching numbers. It's about shaping the future of a business. Thanks for tuning in, and good luck on your exams.